The Gospel according to St. John begins with the following passage. In the beginning was the Word, or the Logos in Greek, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. To learn why John refers to Jesus as the Logos, we should first keep in mind that chronologically, John's Gospel is the last of the four Gospels, written just before AD 100 at the end of John's life. This is significant because the other three Gospel writers had already written their accounts of Jesus' life, and their books had been widely distributed across the entire church by that time. Why, then, did John find it necessary to contribute his version of the events if there were already three other accounts? Well, at some point in John's life, he was exiled to the Greek island of Patmos, where he spent many years of his late life. During his time in exile in Greece, presumably continuing to spread the gospel message, he would have become familiar with the kinds of arguments the Greeks were presenting against the gospel. Anyone who knows the culture of the ancient Greeks knows that the Greek philosophical tradition was extremely important to them. It shaped their whole worldview and their way of life. So, St. John, having been exiled to Greece and now living amongst the Greeks, and with the divine commission from Jesus himself to go and make disciples of all nations, he needed to figure out a way to communicate the truth of Jesus Christ in a way that his now fellow Greeks would understand and appreciate. Thus, John writes his gospel in the ancient Greek language and refers to Christ as the Logos. According to Britannica's website, in ancient Greek philosophy and early Christian theology, Logos is the divine reason implicit in the cosmos, ordering it and giving it form and meaning. In other words, the term Logos refers to the fundamental rationality and order inherent in all existence. This ordered cosmic Logos is the reason we're able to understand and make sense of the world around us. Since, as John tells us, all of creation was made through him, who is himself the divine Logos of the universe, all things therefore bear the imprint of his rationality and order. Illustrating this truth of the gospel in this unique way sought to both disarm the Greeks so that their tradition did not feel under attack, and also to help them understand that the Greek philosophical tradition was not in conflict with the gospel, but rather everything true within it is true because of its relation to the divine word, Jesus Christ, through whom all things on earth were created. And we can see throughout Christianity's history a long tradition of great respect for Greek philosophy, especially in the work of St. Thomas Aquinas, who revered highly the thought of Aristotle and dedicated his life to explaining the Christian faith through the lens of the Aristotelian philosophical tradition. And this all thanks to St. John the Apostle, who was so dedicated to his mission given to him by God to go and make disciples of all nations that he wrote this beautifully unique and fascinating gospel, the Book of John, my personal favorite book in the entire Bible. Thank you for watching. If this video was a blessing to you, please take just a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and check out my Substack in the description. Until next time, God bless.